All right, the president is set to make his Supreme Court announcement Monday night. We'll be covering that live, by the way, on Fox Business Network, beginning at 8 p.m. or right through 10 p.m. The same drill as he did with Neil Gorsuch. The question is, will he have a slam dunk choice that ultimately proved the case like Neil Gorsuch? Ellison Barber is with the president right now in New Jersey, specifically at Berkeley Heights, with the latest on what he's up to today. Ellison.
Hey, Neil, President Trump says that he has narrowed it down to 4 potential candidates who he's looking at. He says, of course, that he will make his official announcement to the public Monday evening. He says he will make a decision on those 4, though, in his mind by Sunday night. Sources tell Fox News that the White House is working on rollout packages for 4 candidates. They are Brett Kavanaugh, Raymond Kethledge, Amy Coney Barrett, and Thomas Hardiman. The president's interview with Kethledge lasted longer than the others. Sources tell Fox News that the president spoke with him for about 40 minutes. Hardiman is said to be sort of the dark horse candidate of those 4. Sources say that Vice President Pence met with Kavanaugh on Wednesday in D.C., and then earlier in the week he met with Barrett and Kethledge in Indiana. We're told those meetings took place on Monday and Tuesday, the meeting with Kavanaugh in D.C. on Wednesday. Last night, Neil, President Trump sat down for dinner with Vice President Mike Pence as well as his wife. We were told that the plan going into that dinner was to compare notes on these top Supreme Court picks. Neil?
Ellison, thank you very, very much. With the president in New Jersey. The fallout from that pick, whoever he or she may be. Let's go to Turning Point USA's Charlie Kirk. Charlie, it would be hard to top the ride that he got off of Neil Gorsuch. It's very tough for presidents to repeat back-to-back good choices. I understand good choices, not to make an editorial comment, but ones that avoid controversy or embarrassment. How do you think this is going to go?
You know, it's going to be quite interesting. You look at the kind of final 4 lists that the president has assembled. All are good picks. Some, I think, would be better than others. The most interesting is to look at Kavanaugh, which, of course, comes from the D.C. circuit, which is kind of the popular selection choice for presidents. A lot of cases come to the D.C. circuit. And he's now kind of gone to more of the back burner because of his connection to Bush. And that's something that the president has been very critical of the Bush presidency and administration. Personally, I think Kethledge is one of the best, if not the best, candidate on the list. More of a quiet, reserved candidate, not a lot of selection choice, not a lot of court choices, if you will, decisions that are very controversial, unlike Kavanaugh, who ruled on that abortion decision with the illegal alien back in October and otherwise. But the most important thing is who's the most principled judge that can be confirmed. That's the question that needs to be answered.
It's not as if anyone going to tip their hand on a Roe v. Wade ruling or what have you, no matter how much the senators of both parties will try to extract that from them. So those meetings that are typically courtesy meetings they have with individual senators before the hearing are going to be more crucial than normal, aren't they?
That's correct. And look, the left wants to make this all about Roe versus Wade. And, you know, some of these judges have already stated that as precedent law. We're not going to overturn it. There's a lot of other conversations to happen around what does the Supreme Court composition going to really rule on moving forward. And that's immigration, that's the rule of law, that's sovereignty, that's Second Amendment issues, a lot more than just that particular issue of Roe versus Wade. And you look at Barrett, for example, you know, she's very pro-life. She's ruled on that in the past. That would make it harder for confirmation, especially with Senate Democrats. But you look at some of these red state Democrats, particularly Manchin and Donnelly, Heidi Heitkamp, McCaskill, and Tester. It's going to be very difficult for them to oppose whoever the president puts forth, because they're going to have to look their voters in the face these 90 days going up into the midterm election in November and say, I either supported or I opposed the president's nominee. And you saw with Gorsuch, you saw a couple defections come, which eventually brought him across the finish line.
We shall see. Charlie, good seeing you again, my friend. Charlie Kirk.
Good to see you. Thanks.
Meanwhile, this has been a week of protest.